Now, without further ado, please join me in welcoming on stage the first speaker, Rhiannon Davis. Rhiannon Davis is the award-winning founder of Greater Community Media, which is a Scotland-based non-profit that advocates for a community-centered approach to journalism. Provides training, consultancy, and other forms of support to a wide range of actors in the media ecosystem. Please, Rhiannon, the floor is yours.
I get to go first, hey? Okay. So around the world, a quiet revolution in journalism is happening, led not by big media, but by communities on the ground. It's rooted in care, it's making real impact, and it's growing. This isn't the time to save local news, it's an opportunity to build something better. I started Greater Given Hill in 2020. It's a multilingual, solutions-focused magazine dedicated to serving Scotland's most disadvantaged and deprived neighbourhood. We provide a platform for typically marginalised voices, breaking down barriers and bringing people together. In 2022, we opened the Community Newsroom. It's a co-working and event space on Govan Hills High Street. We have an open door policy, and we serve as a local information hub, answering the questions of anyone that walks through that door. In 2023, I founded the Scottish Beacon. It's a collaborative network of 25 independent community-based publications all around Scotland. Together, we share stories, skills, and solidarity because I believe the future of journalism is collaborative, both between newsrooms and with other communities and organisations. 2 years ago, I got to go to America to spend 6 weeks visiting innovative community media pioneers and learning how journalism can be done differently in order to serve communities better. I spent time with innovators and disruptors at the likes of CoLab in Colorado, City Bureau in Chicago, and Resolve Philly in Philadelphia. I saw something bold and clear, local journalism being completely reimagined. Last year, I published a manifesto based on my findings, and today I'm going to share 3 key messages from it. Firstly, a through line I found in all of these places was that they began by seeking to understand a community's information and connection needs, which means listening, really listening. One great example of this practice comes from Outlive in Detroit, who run a community information needs assessment, asking people what they need to know in order to help them thrive. We've done the same in our community, and the answers that we heard shape what we cover and how we cover it. We also run open editorial meetings on topics such as the housing insecurity and the food emergency. We invite people with lived experience of the issue discussed, alongside those with professional expertise in the field. People walk in off the street, we share cups of tea, and we build stories together. Secondly, we need to redefine what journalism looks like. To do this, we've got to get out of the old habits and ideas about who gets to be a journalist, what stories are told, and how they are told. I like to think instead about acts of journalism rather than the traditional outputs. A great example of this comes from Documented in New York. They understand the information needs of newly arrived migrants, and one of their acts of journalism means going down to shelters to hand out pamphlets with information about work permits and housing rights and more. In Vancouver, the street paper Megaphone involves people experiencing homelessness in editorial decisions, not just as sources, but as collaborators. People are free to challenge and debate the stories they want to tell. And in cities across the US, City Bureau's Documenters program trains people to cover public meetings. It shows that anyone can be a reporter if you remove the barriers. And the knock-on effects of that on democracy, on journalism, and on those involved are huge. Likewise, in Govan Hill, we've trained dozens of community reporters, many from marginalised communities such as asylum seekers or Roman youth or women who've experienced gambling harms. In their hands, journalism becomes a tool, not a profession. Thirdly, if journalism is to survive, we must show how it creates real value and then build innovative models that support that. I believe there needs to be both market and funded solutions, but we need to find ways to understand, measure and track impact, moving away from metrics like clicks or time on page. When we ran the Citizens Agenda programme in the run-up to the last election, we gave our readers a chance to have a direct say in our coverage, and many told us that they felt engaged with the democratic processes for the very first time. That was the impact we set out to create, and we saw an increase in membership numbers too. While Discourse in Canada has built a sustainable model, not by chasing scale, but by serving a small amount of communities really well, building trust and centering people they report for to create a sustainable reader revenue. But to do the deep engagement work needed, particularly in deprived areas, it also needs funding, both philanthropic and state. The old commercial models are broken, and just like with libraries, journalism is a public good and should be funded like one. No one's asking libraries when they become sustainable. So I believe that by rooting journalism in the community's needs, redefining what journalism looks like, and demonstrating real value, we can build a new way forward for local journalism. These are a few of the lessons from my manifesto. The rest you can read online. So let's stop mourning what's lost, and let's build what we need for tomorrow. I'm Rhiannon Davis, the founder of Greater Community Media. Thanks for having me, and I look forward to talking about this all with you.